All right, welcome to Flash Farm by WFG. So, this is a farming tool that you have access to, and I'm going to give you just a brief overview of how to best utilize this and where you can find the information that you might be looking for. So, over on the dashboard, we have farms. This is where you can see all of your farms. We're actually on the dashboard right now. This is what that farm looks like, or all of the farms look like. But I'll take you in here in just a moment. You can also create a farm and you can import farms. So, if you have, for example, a list of past clients that you have a parcel number for or a PIN number, along with address, you can actually upload that farm and use the filters that are within Flash Farm to identify hot movers and or any other opportunities. So first we're going to go into the farm section, and you'll see here I have a whole bunch of farms that I've created. You'll see there's the farm name, when it was created, what the farm grade is based on turnover rate, when it was last updated, how many records there are, whether or not I'm getting alerts for these farms. And then there are some specific actions over here on the right-hand side if you want to edit the farm or share the farm and utilize any of the custom exports that are available for that particular farm. Real quick, turnover rate, obviously, the higher the turnover rate, the better. The farm grade, again, higher the grade, the better opportunity. That just means the turnover rate and opportunities for flips are good in that particular area. So if I go into this particular one, you'll see I have all of the relevant data associated with the property record. So everything from mailing address to whether it's occupied or primary residence, when it was built, last assessed value, lot size, how long those individuals have been in the property, etc. So here you can see whether or not phone numbers and emails are available for these particular records. You can select these individually, or you can select all of them and do request emails and phones by ordering them here. You can also flag them and move them to a specific folder. So if there's a particular property that you want to maintain eyes on, you can do that by favoriting it. And then you will actually have a favorites folder. So in this barn, again, we've got 933 records. You can filter this down even more by identifying what we like to call hot movers. So these are people who, based on data out there and on the internet, it is predicting who is likely to move in the next 2 years. So out of 933, it identified 27 records here. And there are some phones and emails that you can purchase along with those. You can also continue, if the hot movers is not what you want to target, you can target absentee owners. If you want to do, for example, renters, or you can target out-of-state owners. All of these different options. You can also do based on anniversary, how long they've been in the home, whether they're baby boomers, whether it's a 1031 exchange candidate. And then we also get into some premium data down here. So this is available with a subscription purchase, and I can show you where to find that here in just a moment. But this is really an overview of the farm. Again, you can filter these down, and then you can also export these into a lot of different ways. If you just want to see statistics, you can do that. If you want to do a mail merge export, you can absolutely do that. We have various CRM exports. So if you want to take this list and upload it into any of these particular CRMs or lead generating machines, you can absolutely do that. If you want to take it and run with it somewhere else, you can also, there's again down here some premium data. So you can also do ringless voicemail from here. You can run Facebook and Instagram ads, but that you don't necessarily have to. You can actually export that and upload it directly into the Meta Ads Manager. Run them yourself if you're savvy that way. Otherwise, there is a system in here for you to do that as well. All right, moving along. So in order to create a farm, it's really pretty simple. You can do this either by polygon, zip code, city, EDDM route, or again, county, tract, etc. If you're just doing a polygon, you can just type in an address close to maybe where you want to do that. I'll just go ahead and do this address here. And maybe I want to do all of this neighborhood. So I'll just grab that and then start mapping out my points here. go. It'll calculate your properties. You can indicate whether you want to pull in all of the homes, houses. If you have commercial condos, those will all show up here. So you can deselect them if you like. And then once you do that, you're going to click continue. You can further simplify this. So if you only want to find, for example, homes with 4 or more bedrooms, 3 or more bedrooms, 2 or more baths, whatever that might be, just make sure you check this and then also enter in a value over here. And then you're going to choose get count and it will drop that into your farm manager. You'll want to name it. And then that will load your farm into the main farm manager. You'll see it populating over here. And you can see that has relatively low turnover rate. Of course, this might actually populate here in a little bit, so I would give it some time, let it do its filtering. We'll come back to that. So premium dashboard, this is a great tool to know how many specific life events are occurring within your different farms. For example, this farm right here, let me do that. This farm right here, 85014, has 1,500 phones, mailing, phone numbers for on-site resident, mailing phones for absentee owners, 39 marriages, 26 births, 0 deaths, etc. So you can see what data is available before you actually purchase it, which is nice. You can also get a property profile just by typing in an address. You can, of course, search by APN owner trust LLC and do some additional advanced searching if you need to. Marketing. So this is part of the platform here. It is, I believe, along with the premium data. So there is a cost to utilizing this, but you can do e-campaigns, so email campaigns through the system, as well as printing letters. You can run Facebook ads. And there's a Reel Maker interface, which looks interesting. You can also get a market trend report, some other things. So that, again, is all an additional subscription. If you want to see analytics, the heat map is interesting, so you can see where market segments are. So if I were to type in a city here, you can see where those price points are based on the location. So the more you scroll in, obviously, the more details it's going to be. You can see where the majority of the price points fall in those particular areas. So that will help you dial into any particular market segments that you would like to be in. Custom data, again, this is where you would pull your phones and emails, as well as any probate records. All of this paid information will show up on your dashboard once you purchase it over here on the right-hand side. And here you can see an overall view of your farms. So based on turnover rate and the average sale price and volume, all available to you. And then down here is the help section. There's a lot of training videos in here on how to use the various features and some of the premium data so you understand how that works. And as well as some webinars and contact support. So that is pretty much it in terms of Flash Farm. Obviously, there's a lot of different ways to use this. If you'd like to dive into it further, just reach out and let us know.